Let's be real, you guys, most people hate salespeople. What do I look like right now? This is my special tweed jacket that I found at a thrift store that reminds me of who not to be when I'm in the sales position. This is that used car salesman, the guy that's using all the sleazy tactics that he learned from sales gurus on the internet. Let's not be this guy. Let's ditch the sport coat and get down to business. The reality is if you're using persuasion tactics, manipulation, and catchy one-liners that you found on the internet, most likely you are pushing away a lot of your potential clients. Because here's the thing, you don't have to be salesy to close deals. In fact, the best salespeople out there don't even feel like salespeople because they focus on the right things. In this video, I'm going to show you how traditional sales tactics are dead and what you should be working on instead if you want to attract and sell more clients without the sleaze. I want you to go back in your memory for a quick second and think about the last time that you encountered a salesperson in the wild. Maybe you walked into a furniture store, maybe you went to a car dealership. Just think about what happened. You walked in the door and immediately somebody pounced on you. They're ready to attack. How did that feel? Were you annoyed? Were you frustrated? Were you angry? Did you feel like they were being really pushy? This is exactly how your prospects, what we like to call your guests, feel when you come at them with that over-the-top, enthusiastic, scripted, pushy pitch. The bottom line is that people don't want to be sold. They want to be understood. They want to feel heard. And this is where most business coaches and entrepreneurs go wrong. They think it's about persuasion when in reality it's about connection. So how do you stop being a salesperson and start being a person that people want to buy from? It's pretty simple. You stop talking and you start listening. Try this. Instead of pitching and constantly talking about how awesome your program or service or your product is right from the top of the sales conversation, start by asking questions. Focus on gathering this information from your potential clients. Number one, what are their goals? Get specific. We like to use the acronym SMART as a reminder to ourselves to make sure that we get all the information that we need. So I need something that is specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. Bonus points, get 3 goals as your new minimum. Instead of settling for just one thing they want, get 3. It's 3 times as valuable and they feel 3 times as heard. And you have 3 times the information to help you help them make the right decision. Next, figure out why this is important to them. And pump the brakes for a second. Don't just ask them straight up why. For example, in the fitness industry, a common goal would be that a person wants to lose 20 pounds in the next X amount of time. So over the next 3 months, I'd like to lose 20 pounds. Great. Now, why is that important? If I were to just ask, why do you want to lose 20 pounds? That's pretty aggressive. I'm not going to get a very good response, at least not an authentic one, and probably not the real thing. It's going to be something that they say just to fill the void of conversation. So instead, I might ask them about their current state, what we like to think of as the pain state. If they were happy, they wouldn't be talking to you. And then we'll talk about how they're going to feel when they accomplish this goal, or what I like to call their joy state. So I could ask a question like this. Mrs. Jones, talk to me about how it feels right now when you got all the groceries and you're trying to be a one-trip hero. You're going up the stairs, you're carrying all those groceries, you drop them off in the kitchen, and we're out of breath, and our heart rate feels like it's spiking up. What does that feel like? Now, this is important. I'm not making up those stories. I'm not insinuating that that has happened to them. I'm listening. Chances are, if we had a good conversation so far, they've mentioned a few of their frustrations and how they're feeling now. And I've taken some notes. You should take notes. And from those notes, I can pull this scenario up knowing that it is a pain point for them. I'm simply highlighting it, not making things up. Then we go to their joy state, which is how they'll feel after they've accomplished this goal. So, Mrs. Jones, let's fast forward 3 months from now. You've lost the 20 pounds. Walk me through how we're going to feel when, and then insert a scenario that plays to what they want. This could be, for example, that they want to go to a pool party, or that they want to go on a vacation to the beach. And at said vacation, they want to confidently sport the swimsuit. So the scenario might sound something like this. Mrs. Jones, let's fast forward 3 months. The sun is shining. You're going to the beach with your family for the day. You've got that swimsuit on. How are we feeling when we look in the mirror and we see the transformation that we've gone through? And I pause and I listen. Because what I want from Mrs. Jones right now is to have her visualize, to think ahead and try to picture that image, try to see herself having lost the weight. And when we do this as human beings, we actually can experience those emotions, and those emotions are powerful. Finally, we need to check the urgency state. How important and urgent is it for them to achieve these goals right now? When we get this information from our guests, remember, prospects, not a word that we're using anymore, keep it as an inside term, all right? Something powerful ends up happening. Your guest has essentially told you exactly what they need. And then when you repeat it back to them, they feel heard. They feel understood. They feel safe with you specifically. And this is what makes this a sweat-free sales process. It simplifies everything, and you don't have to be pushy or persuasive to make a sale happen. They want to buy from you. So let's bring the whole system together. If you want to make more sales without being pushy, you essentially need to do these steps. Step one, we're gonna build some simple rapport in about 90 seconds, just to break the ice and help this person feel like this isn't a interview or a tough sales situation, or that they're dealing with a real sales pro, because that's not the deal. We want to create a connection. Step two, we need to uncover 3 SMART goals from them: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. If we have 3 of those, the next steps are even easier. After SMART goals, we need to uncover their true desire, starting with the pain state. Where are they at right now? What are the frustrations that they have? Let's just highlight those. Remember, don't make them up. They've already mentioned them. If not, ask more questions until you hear some frustration, and then lay it out. Next, we need the joy state for desire. So how are they going to feel when they accomplish all of their hopes and dreams? These goals. And finally, we need some urgency in the mix. So we ask a simple question, scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest. How important and urgent is it for you to achieve these goals? If they're not a 10, ask them what it would take to get them to a 10. Chances are they're gonna bring up a lot of their objections at this point. The cool thing about that is that you haven't mentioned how much your services or your product costs. So at this point, it's really easy to have a little back and forth and get them to a 10. If we can get them to a 10, that is peak excitement going into your actual sales presentation, the pitch. And we'll go into that in future videos on this channel, so make sure that you stay tuned for those when those drop. Ultimately, this sales system is no pressure, no sleaze, no cheese, no nonsense. It's simply a clear path forward for your guests. And that is what takes people from feeling like they're being sold to feeling like they have an opportunity to make a good decision to buy. So if you're ready to ditch the high pressure sales tactics out there and you want to start making more conversions by simply having better conversations, I've got something for you. Click the link in the description below and I will send you my free guide, Sell Without the Sleaze. This guide is going to help you create a simple sales process with none of those high pressure tactics and help you become a better conversationalist with your guests. Let's turn your sales process into something that you actually enjoy and that your future clients would actually enjoy as well. That's it for this video, you guys. Hopefully this was helpful. If it was, be sure to subscribe and make sure your notifications are turned on. We drop new content like this every single week, and it's all going to be stuff that you can take action on. So we'll see you in the next video.